In this section, we're going to review concepts from Comparing and Scaling Investigation 2. So make sure you've completed page 4 by yourself and then use this section to correct it. To start, we're going to complete this rate table and find two rates. We'll ultimately write two equations and create two graphs as well. So we're starting off with 24 ounces of mozzarella cheese for $2.88. And we're going to find those two unit rates. So I want to find, for example, how much money is 1 ounce of mozzarella cheese, and I also want to find out how many ounces I can buy for $1. Those are my two unit rates. So I'm going to set up my proportions here and then show how I solve them so that I can fill out my rate table. So again, 24 ounces for $2.88 means I can get 1 ounce for how many dollars? So I'm going to need to think about that scale factor. And then my other proportion, I have 24 ounces over $2.88 equals how many ounces for $1? So I've got two different scale factors there. The first one here, I'm getting 24 times smaller. So that's times 1/24, or also divided by 24. And in the other situation, I'm getting $2.88 smaller. So times 1 over $2.88. Or I could think about that again as dividing by 2 8/88. So let's find those two unit rates. So when I divide $2.88 by 24, the same as multiplying by 1/24, I get 12 cents. So it's 12 cents per ounce. So that's one of my unit rates. 12 cents per 1 ounce, or per ounce. And on the other here, when I do 24 divided by 2 8/88, or 24 times 1 over 2 8/88, I get 8 1/3, so 8.3 repeating. So I can either write that as a fraction or as a decimal, kind of up to you. But basically, I get 8 1/3 ounces per dollar. So now let's go ahead and set up our equations. So I need to think about my two rates. So again, I had 12 cents per ounce, and I had 8 1/3 ounces per dollar. And so when I think about equations, I'm going to have M equals for one of the equations and C equals for the other equation. And so each of these equations, I know these are proportional relationships because I used proportions to find the unit rates. So it's going to be some number times the other variable. So M equals something times C, C equals something times M. So I have to think about which rate goes in which spot. So it's 12 cents per ounce. So that means I'm going to multiply 12 cents per ounce. So ounces would be mozzarella. So that tells me this 12 cents is going to go in this equation here. 12 cents per ounce of mozzarella is going to give me the cost. And that means my other rate, 8 1/3, is going to go over here. So 8 1/3 ounces per dollar, when I multiply 8 1/3 times however many dollars, I get the number of ounces of mozzarella. So again, you want to think about per ounce, per mozzarella, that's going to be times the mozzarella. Per dollar, that means I'm going to multiply that rate times the number of dollars. So 8 1/3 times C. Then I'm going to circle the constant of proportionality in each equation. So again, that's just the number that I'm multiplying by, 8 1/3 in the first situation and 12 cents in the other situation. And it's totally fine if you wrote the equations in a different order. So like, let's say you wrote C equals for the first equation, as long as you're using the correct constant of proportionality with each equation. So now we're going to set up the actual graphs. And so now that you've got the two equations, so M equals 8 1/3 C, and C equals 12 cents M, we're going to go ahead and set up our actual graphs. So M here, I'm going to think about how this is ounces of mozzarella equals 8 1/3 times the cost. So it's 8 1/3 ounces per dollar. So I'm going to set up my dollars here along the bottom. So $1, $2, $3, $4. This is my cost in dollars. And then the 8 1/3 is representing how many ounces of mozzarella. So again, thinking about how $1, I get 8 1/3 ounces. $2, I would get 16 2/3 ounces. So again, this is mozzarella in ounces. And then I can go ahead and plot those points. Remember, there's also a point at 0, 0. So I have to keep adding here, right? So 8 1/3 plus 16 2/3 gets me to 25, right? And I can keep adding this on from here. And then I can draw my line representing that relationship. And so again, thinking carefully for the next equation, I have 12 cents per ounce of mozzarella. So ounces of mozzarella is going to go along the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, this is mozzarella in ounces. And then on the side, it's by 12 cents. So 12 cents, 24 cents, 36 cents, 48 cents. So this is cost in dollars. And so again, I'm going to plot my points on here. 1 ounce of mozzarella costs 12 cents. 2 ounces of mozzarella costs 24 cents. 3 ounces, 36 cents. And I'm going to go ahead and draw my line here, showing that relationship as well. And the last thing I'm being asked to do here is to put a star on the point 1, comma, whatever the value is. So for example here, in my first equation, 1, comma, 8 1/3. That's that point. And over here I have 1, comma, 12 cents. And so the question is, what does that represent? So 1, 8 1/3, and 1, 12 cents. And what we're hoping you realized from classwork today is that that point is really special. That is the unit rate. So in other words, right, I get 8 1/3 ounces per dollar. Over here, I get basically 12 cents per ounce. So that point is a really special one where I'm actually able to find the unit rate. All right, that's it for homework for tonight. I hope if you have questions related to these concepts, you'll really think about how you can ask about this in class, because we're going to go on to some more challenging concepts, and it's really important that you understand these topics. All right, see you tomorrow.